Well, howdy. It's Thursday, May 14th, and it's a glorious morning here in Glasgow, Scotland. I've been here for 2 days, and now I have to bid farewell and head on to Newcastle, England. On the way, I'm hoping I get to see the Angel of the North, very exciting statue. I'll tell you more about it tomorrow when I see it, today or maybe tomorrow, depending. What can I tell you about yesterday, Wednesday? Oh, it was awesome. I was awake nice and early in the morning, went down, had a brilliant breakfast. Yep, English breakfast. Pretty much the only meal I'm having a day, except for yesterday. Let's see. Began by having the breakfast. Then I put together a little bit of the product and packaging, which I seem to be running low on. I may run out before the tour's over. If you're later in the tour, I'm sorry. Then I got in my car, took out Gypsy. That's my sat-nav to UK people, my GPS to everybody else, and Gypsy to me. Took her out, and I put in 33 Queen Street here in Glasgow, because that's home of Tam Shepherd's Magic Shop. It's 100 years old, and the person that runs it, none other than Roy Walton, legendary card man. And, what an experience driving in Glasgow was. Excuse me. Recently, I guess they had a fire here, and they've changed all the streets. Lots of one-way streets. There's construction, and they were tearing down a building, so the one that I think caught on fire. So there were block streets, and Gypsy kept telling me to turn on streets that were one-way, and I was in bus lanes and taxi lanes, and I almost turned twice because Gypsy said make a right when you couldn't make a right, and a left when you couldn't make a left. And after circling the same sort of area, block after block for quite some time, I just gave up and parked the car and I went walking with my sat-nav. Turns out 33 Queen Street is on a street you can't drive on anyways. When I arrived, I walked in the door to Tam Shepherd's Magic Shop. It's got lots of tricks, jokes, and masks and everything towards the front. And just like every great magic shop, the magic's towards the back corner. Well, back corner, who was standing there but Paul R. Wilson? I just recently found out Paul has his own television show over here about conning people. He's even more recently, I found out from him that it's in the 8th season of it. Guy, Jill, and I sat and watched an episode of it at their flat, their house. At the beginning of this tour. What was that, like 2-3 years ago? It seems like that. No, it's just I think I'm 11 days into it now. I might be 12 days into the tour. I'm not sure. I chatted with Paul R. Wilson for a while. Paul showed me a couple of the things that he's releasing and on DVD, and both were really fun to play with and look at. And then he had to head off because he was going to Copenhagen today to do a lecture for a magic convention. I told him how much I missed Copenhagen. The people there were super great. Pengagani and all the other people. Super great people, and all the young men and women that went to the Young Magic convention. I made a lot of friends there. A lot of you are on my Facebook, and you treat Paul well as you treated me, and he'll love it just as much. Well, then I got to meet Roy Walton. What a joy he is. That man was so full of stories, and the people he's met. To be best friends with Alex Elmsley and to tell stories of lots of magicians I heard. I think I surprised him, though, that I actually knew the names and the reputations of most of the older magicians. In fact, he said to me that most of the young magicians out there don't really care about the history. They buy a trick, they learn the trick off of a DVD or something, and that's it. Me, I think it's important that we learn our history in magic so that it can preserve and we can remember who created what, when, etc. Roy showed me a couple of card things. We had a wonderful discussion on ethics and the invention of magic, and time just flew by. I unfortunately had only put 2 hours in the meter. Well, that's all that the meter would let me put in was 2 hours, and it was done in a blink of an eye. I bought 2 books. I've never left a magic shop without buying something, and I bought 2 books. I bought the Complete Walton series. Yeah, him. And he signed them, scribed them both to me with wonderful, wonderful words, which I was very happy that he put on there, about being a very good magician and even more important, interesting. Well, I had to leave Roy's shop and say goodbye. I took a couple pictures. I'll put those on the blog so you guys can see the legend himself and the the kid with the spiky hair standing next to him. Then headed back, packed a little more product, checked the emails, Facebook, that sort of stuff. And then Scotty showed up. He would be my host for the evening. And he and his lovely bride took me to a pub where we had fish and chips. They were good fish and chips, hand-dipped, battered. I had a big pint of warm beer. They don't serve it super cold here. They serve it kind of warmish. And it was delightful. It was excellent. Couldn't eat it all. Peas and everything. I saw mushy peas. I didn't have mushy peas, but I saw mushy peas. They look good. I had spring peas. Mail. Hey, I've got mail. Spring peas that kind of bounced all over the table. That was kind of fun. And then, what did I do after that? Oh, I did the lecture. Lecture was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It was a packed room. It was held in a little puppet theater. And when I mean a packed room, it was packed. I'll post a photo on the blog. But there was no room to spare. Several of my friends came out, some of the well-known performers in the area. Peter, thanks for coming out and turning out. Gary Middleton came out. That was very cool. I had a great lecture. It just never seemed to end. It was a hot room, no air conditioning in the room, but it really didn't matter. I was on fire. Just had a great night. Then afterwards, the guys took me to another place to drink. Woohoo! Seems a theme here in the UK to go to hotels to drink, and the problem is they get to a cutoff time, and only the residents are allowed to drink. Isn't that odd? But the hotel they took me to wasn't mine, so we were all cut off. But while there, we had a pint of ale and talked magic, and then they introduced me to Jim. I believe it was Jim Kelly, and the Kelly drop. And we shared card tricks back and forth, and he showed me a brilliant trick with just 3 cards. And took me a while, but I got the basic, and then he tipped the full workings to me, and I look forward to doing it a couple more times. So on the tour, if we're hanging out after the lecture, and you want to see something, ask me to show you Jim Kelly's trick. And with any luck, I won't have to show you the Kelly drop. It's morning time. Crawled into bed around 2 o'clock in the morning. It's up at 7 o'clock, hour and a half before my alarm, and now I'm heading down to have some English breakfast. Scotty's going to take me for a little tour around the area, and then I'm going to hop in the car and head to Newcastle. It's been a glorious day. I really look forward to coming back. I've never been to Scotland. I've been to England a number of times. Love England, but Scotland's new to me, so I'm looking forward to coming back. I'm going to bring Laurie, Hannah, and my mother with me, and we'll go see the family homestead up by Aberdeen at Braemar, Castle Braemar. They gave me cufflinks. Check them out. Look at those. Are those gorgeous? That's the Scottish Conjuring Association's logo built right onto it, built into little cufflinks. Very cool. Thank you. Heartfelt thank you. Oh, and somebody wrote a poem for me. His name is Jerry McKendry, and he's here from Glasgow, and he wrote, "Thought I'd write a poem for Shawn from Glasgow's SCA. One thing we'll all agree upon, he's welcome here today. This man so entertaining, I don't know where to start. I hope he will be explaining the great shape of my heart." Not happening. "And if you like a smooth routine that's really very slick, there's one on which I'm really keen. It's simply Hannah's trick. I know you'll love Matrix Express or even Photo Finish. This man has talent to excess. His skill does not diminish. Tagged has got a double whammy, as has the thread of life. And wait till you see origami. You'll buy it for your wife. And though the sun's been out today, he'll even make it snow. I'm glad he's come here to play. I know you'll love his show." I think that's so cool. All the way through, he's put in red all the names of the effects that he's seen me do on DVDs, YouTube, and that sort of thing. What a wonderful effort. I just think that's awesome. Thanks, Jared. It's very cool. Can't believe I almost forgot that. It's just because so much happened yesterday. It was just a brilliant day all the way around. I hope that your day goes grand. Keep well, keep busy, and most of all, be happy. We'll talk to you soon.